So let's talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins and their unbelievable, shocking, surprising 5-4 win in overtime over the NHL's reigning Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers here at PPG Paints Arena. I am Dan Kingerski on the Pittsburgh Hockey Now platforms. No, I don't think anyone quite knows how they pulled it off, least of all the Penguins. They were outplayed in almost every facet of the game except one, goaltending. The Penguins won the goaltending battle, racing to a 4-1 lead, in large part because Tristan Jarry made all of the saves. He was, at some points, spectacular. He bailed out his defensemen. He bailed out his forwards. With some irony, of course, the Penguins did give up a goal in the first 3 shots on net. However, this one didn't count. Offsides, so Florida's goal doesn't count. Jarry's streak actually ran, I'm not sure on exactly what shot Florida finally scored, but the Penguins had a couple goal lead before Florida did. At no point were the Penguins out shooting Florida. It was 11-3, then 14-3, and then I think at the end of the second period, 38-14 in terms of shots. The final tally was, I think, 41 to... Actually, I have the score sheet right here. I can look. 41-16. The Penguins score 5 goals on 16 shots against Spencer Knight. Let's talk about goaltending is issue 1. Issue number 1A, however, is the Penguins' stick-to-itiveness, their resilience in this game, because they were outplayed. Yet they still had a 3-goal lead in the third period. Marcus Pettersson, an amazing play to get the 4th goal. Sidney Crosby streaks down the right wing here, just off camera. Flips it to Marcus Pettersson, who's rushing right in the crease, past in the slot, found a crease, goes to the net, dekes a forehand, flips a backhand overnight. It's 4-1, and you're thinking, good Lord, these guys are actually going to beat the Stanley Cup champions. Oh, and then Florida really turned it on. 3 unanswered goals in 4.5 minutes. All of a sudden, it's 4-4. The Penguins didn't panic. Actually, they played some of their best hockey after it was 4-4. That is what the locker room took from the game on Tuesday. The boys were kind of proud of themselves. They knew they didn't have their best game on Tuesday, and quite frankly, it was nowhere close to their best. We can get into the X's and O's of it, and I don't want to get too far in the weeds on the 5-minute postgame, but I will tell you, Florida jumped the breakout lanes. Florida pressured the Penguins from the opening puck drop. The Penguins did not play connected hockey. You didn't see enough forwards coming back to make themselves available to get those outlet passes. When they did, they actually had an odd man break, and Evgeny Malkin scored. They needed a whole lot more of that. What happened to the Penguins was, as Florida took away those breakout passes and the breakout lanes, the defensemen, especially the top 2 defensemen, Erik Karlsson, Chris Letang, were too eager to move the puck. It almost became a challenge. We have to break this neutral zone trap forecheck of Florida, and they were throwing pucks into center ice right to Florida. Turnover after turnover. Even in the defensive zone, turnover after turnover, because the Penguins defensemen were moving the puck, trying to pass it probably too quickly when they could have skated it. Pressure the Florida forecheck to make a decision, to commit one way or the other, creating an open man. I thought the Penguins had a lot of opportunities to do that, but we're kind of stuck in the, we have to pass it. Erik Karlsson, more so than Chris Letang, had opportunities to skate and kind of, I don't want to say blindly threw the puck out the center ice, but certainly far too many times pushing the puck around the boards to Florida, pushing the puck to center ice, right to a white jersey. After 3 very good games by Erik Karlsson, Tuesday was a big step backward. Also a big step backward for Matt Grzelcyk, who had a few turnovers. One late in the second period. I think it was about 3 minutes to go in the second period, right in the corner, right behind my phone here. Grzelcyk just inexplicable. Throws the puck into the slot from the corner into the slot in the defensive zone, right to Evan Rodriguez. Wasn't a Penguin within 20 feet. Rodriguez gets a good rip on Jarry. Great save. Rebound to Sasha Barkov right in the crease, like right on the doorstep. Jarry makes that save as well. Tonight was a night where I think Tristan Jarry went a long way to reestablishing trust with his teammates and with Coach Mike Sullivan. I don't think anybody would ever admit it to us, certainly, that, well, we didn't really trust him till recently. After a very good game in Boston, he turns in a gem against Florida. I know he allowed 4 goals. Those 4 goals were on the 5 skaters in front. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. The Penguins were opportunistic. Once again, you saw the second-tier guys getting the goals. The Penguins' third line with Michael Bunting, Blake Lizotte, and Anthony Beauvillier. You might think that's a recipe for disaster of a third line, at least offensively. They've been really good. Lizotte, a couple of assists on Tuesday. The Penguins in fact, Lizotte had a couple of assists because that line generated a couple of goals. And I use the term generate very specifically because they did the hard work to get the puck, to get it low. They worked low to high. They worked around. They wore out the Panthers' defense. And so Chris Letang gets a goal by snapping one from the wall that Spencer Knight never saw. Again, the Penguins had been controlling the puck, controlling the territory, and Letang just kind of gets that, on net through traffic. Owen Pickering, the big man, scores his first NHL goal. Again, that third line, that was actually the first goal of the game when Pickering scored, but the third line buzzing around. Puck goes back to the point. Pickering just gets it to the net. I could have sworn Bunting had deflected it, but he immediately waved it off and it was Pickering's goal. And if they didn't change it on review, it's Owen Pickering's first NHL goal, and you couldn't be happier for the kid. He brings so much enthusiasm and life into the Penguins' room. It really is it's hard to describe quite what he brings. There's a little bit of Marc-Andre Fleury in him, although he's not nearly as mischievous. He is just soaking all of this up, both in terms of the experience, but also in terms of what the Penguins are willing to teach him. He might be the fastest learner, smartest player that I've seen, bar none. He is, he races through these lessons the Penguins give him, the 101, 201, 301. He goes from 101 to 401 in a week. I've done a 180 on his NHL prospects and status. Obviously, he's proving a lot of people who were doubting where he was in his development, proving them wrong very, very quickly. So the Penguins pull it off. I still, if they played this game 99 times, Florida wins, or they play this game 100 times, Florida wins it 99. We're going to do a little bit of a live chat at some point on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure how the schedule is going to fall because I am going to Wilkes-Barre Scranton Wednesday night. I'm going to scout Rutger McGroarty, Tristan Brose, but also there's someone I want to talk to up there. And all of that will be on PHN Plus. The paywall subscription, half off. Still the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale extended for a few more days. I think I'm worth $20, right? For the entire year, no coupon code needed. Just click subscribe on PHN and you can enter your information right there and support this little engine that could. I definitely appreciate those of you who do. So we will get to a live chat. I will have some exclusive content with Wilkes-Barre. It's already set up and preordained. I'm going to actually stay a day up there, go back to practice, go on to New York for the game Friday, and then race back for the Penguins and Toronto on Saturday. I don't know why I do this. Actually, I do. I love it. Like and subscribe. That is it from PPG Paints Arena. I'm Dan Kingerski on Pittsburgh Hockey Now.